Now is the time that you tell us about your privilege being here in the presence of beloved guardian.
Well, I had this privilege to be with the guardian twice, as you know. Once, my first visit to Haifa and to meet the beloved guardian, it was in 1940, during the Second World War. At that time, the new building of the shrine was not yet been even in the plan, and the archives, international archive, was not existing. But in my second coming to Haifa and meeting the beloved guardian, it was 1954, we had both the shrine of the beloved Bab completed and the new archives also was completed. So many friends, they are asking me to describe the beloved guardian, to portray him for them who did not visit him. And really, my answer always was that it is almost impossible, at least for me, because the beloved guardian, in one side, he was so human, I should say. Maybe this is not the right word to say. So human, so friendly, but the other side, he was so majestic as the guardian of the faith, that to combine these two together and explain to the friends, it is a really very difficult job. Then when I met the beloved guardian, I went back to the Will and Testament of Abdul Baha, and I saw the best way to describe the guardian, it refers to the Will and Testament and quote that passage of the beginning of the Will and Testament of Abdul Baha about the beloved guardian. The most important part for me is when he says, the guardian is the sign of God on earth. I thought, now I can meet the guardian of the faith, whom I knew for a long time, and you know, as National Secretary of Persia, I was working under his supervision all the time. And in my imagination, he was so majestic, so serious, so dynamic and everything. And I said, I am a little creature of God. How I could go to the beloved guardian? But my dear, the moment I entered that corridor, as we say, a very narrow corridor in the master's house, I saw the beloved guardian standing outside at the door, and in very beautiful smiling, that he had really beautiful eyes, beautiful smiles, greeting us. In Persian, بفرمایید بفرمایید منتظر شما بودم منتظر شما بودم. And I saw he is my brother, really. He is my host, he is my brother. And he repeatedly said, most welcome, مرحبا, ahlan wa sahlan, bismillah, بفرمایید. And he invited us go in and sit down. Then really, in the same minute, everything was so beautiful for me. I was feeling so comfortable in that room with the guardian that I cannot imagine. In 1 second, everything, it was passed from me. My fear, my troubles, everything. And I felt myself that I am now in paradise. Then the beloved guardian turned to me asking how our friends in Persia, and we had in those days some troubles, and I explained to the guardian. And the guardian knew all about, of course. Then he said, it will pass, it doesn't matter. The Baha'is must be firm, and these persecutions will pass, and they will see a very bright future. And then he insisted that when I will be back to Persia in the capacity of National Secretary, explain all about to the friends about the importance of 19-day feast. Because he asked me, are all friends participating in 19-day feast? Well, my answer was that almost all. Then he said, 19-day feast is not only the feast, it is not only celebration for the Baha'is, this is a real Baha'i parliament, that everybody should go and express himself and help the local spiritual assembly and be informed about all events that is happening in the Baha'i world and be always in Quran.
Mm. Right.
That was my first remembrance about the beloved guardian from my first visit.
That's great.